And top of the news here at 5:30, more than 100,000 in Erie County still don't have SNAP benefits for the month after the government shut down some 43 days ago. And even though Congress is expected to approve an end to the shutdown, possibly as early as this evening, authorities say those benefits may not arrive on time, especially for those who were applying for the benefits for the first time.
To talk about the need in this community, we have Deborah Merrifield, the former commissioner for the Department of Social Services in Erie County, a social worker yourself as well. Deborah, thank you for joining us.
Sure.
You have wonderful insight on this because you worked right in it. Let's talk about that need here in Erie County. What is that need like in your mind?
Well, certainly it is so uncertain for all the people who rely on food stamps, which is 1 in 8 people in Erie County, and that's pretty typical around the country. You know, people wait for their electronic benefit card to be filled, and it's based on their case number. And so some people have been going without since October 1st. And it's not as though people have extra money sitting around. If they do, they got to take it from rent and utilities and childcare. And so it's very hard. And if they've already made a decision, I got to go spend some of my cash on groceries. I don't have money then to get gas, to go to a pantry. So it's very big need, very big need.
And we talk about those difficult decisions that people have to make now enforced, and more people are having to make those now day in and day out. Part of the reason we brought you in here, Deborah, is because of your sort of historical perspective of this. Yeah, right. Where have you seen the need for assistance in Erie County over the years to what it is right now?
Well, it probably is quite similar over the years, you know. Thank God this program covers 140,000 people, and about 80% of those people are either children, elderly, or disabled. And for many, it doesn't cover 100% of their food needs. So yes, of course, there are areas like in rural areas and in inner city areas, of course, it's going to be higher. But anybody, any day of the week could have a financial crisis in their life, often related to work, or circumstances, a fire, you name it, and they could have a high need.
SNAP doesn't also cover, you know, diapers. Yeah, so now right. People who are not getting their SNAP benefits are maybe between, do I buy food or do right. I buy items for my baby? Absolutely.
I'm very worried about the most vulnerable of the smallest children and the families with the smallest children to make those decisions. And people are always figuring out, what corner do I cut? And how long can a baby go without formula with protein in it? That's a serious issue. And really, to have to go without your Pampers is not good.
I imagine there were also some really difficult decisions on behalf of leaders throughout Erie County. Now that, let's say, residents' backs are up against the wall where they're needing this assistance, I imagine in your position, when you were there, you had to make some tough decisions about where resources were going, or how can we get people, maybe if there's no room at the shelter, can we get them a hotel room or something like that? What kind of decisions and what kind of challenges are facing local or county leaders when it comes to making these big decisions about what to do with people when there's not a lot of money for assistance?
Well, you know, this may be somewhat unprecedented in the history of the United States. There's never been this long of a time since the very beginning of food stamps in 1964, where people had to go without this resource for this long. So I may not even be up on the kind of decisions they would have to make. Some people may choose to say, I can't support myself at my apartment. Maybe I should go to a shelter with my child so that I can at least feed them. So, you know, the individuals are having to make really tough decisions. And so I suspect that Erie County Department of Social Services and some many other not-for-profits are seeing requests for emergency help in many, many ways. Yeah.
You touched on this a little bit, but transportation is difficult for a lot of people. Even if there is a shelter or if there is a pantry offering food, sometimes they can't even get to it.
Absolutely. That is a big issue. If you've already spent your money on your gas that you would have spent on gas, you know, you spend it on the food because you didn't have your food stamps. How are you going to get to the pantry to get what you need? There's certainly been just some spectacular stepping up by people making donations, and the food bank system and the pantries that connect to them are doing a yeoman's job. But it's a very uncertain time for people. Thank God our state government decided to start those benefits. So it looks like maybe we're on the 4th day of 9 that people are starting to see those benefits on their electronic benefit card.
And they're starting to trickle in. And we'll, of course, be following what's happening on Capitol Hill by the minute, literally, as it's happening right now, to see if that changes. But, of course, the fallout may already have been here. Deborah, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. Thank you for
Welcome.